Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Golden Words. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Nora. We're so happy you're here with us today.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about an important topic. How does war affect ordinary people?
Many people think war only affects soldiers, but millions of ordinary people, children, parents, teachers, workers, and families also face its consequences every day.
In this video, we'll discuss how war affects families, education, health, food, jobs, and the future of a country through a simple English conversation.
So stay with us until the end because you'll learn useful English while also understanding an important real-world topic.
Before we begin, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our future English conversations.
Thank you for your support. Now, let's begin. Ryan, when people hear the word war, they usually think about soldiers, tanks, and weapons. However, millions of ordinary people are not soldiers at all. They are parents, children, teachers, students, and workers who simply want to live peaceful lives. Can you explain how war changes the everyday lives of these ordinary families and why they often suffer the most, even though they are not part of the fighting?
War affects ordinary families in almost every way. It can force them to leave their homes, separate loved ones, close schools, destroy hospitals, and make food and clean water difficult to find. Parents spend every day worrying about the safety of their children instead of planning for the future. Even after the fighting ends, many families continue to face emotional pain and financial hardship for years.
Many families leave behind everything they own during a war, including their homes, jobs, and personal belongings. Why do people make such a difficult decision? What challenges do they face while escaping? And what kind of life usually awaits them after they reach a safer place?
People leave because staying may become too dangerous. During their journey, they often face hunger, fear, and uncertainty. Even after reaching a safer place, they may live in temporary shelters, struggle to find work, and need a long time to rebuild their lives.
Children are often described as the biggest victims of war because they lose much more than buildings or possessions. How does war affect their education?
People leave because staying may become too dangerous. During their journey, they often face hunger, fear, and uncertainty. Even after reaching a safer place, they may live in temporary shelters, struggle to find work, and need a long time to rebuild their lives.
Children are often described as the biggest victims of war because they lose much more than buildings or possessions. How does war affect their education, mental health, future opportunities, and the way they see the world as they grow older?
Children may lose access to school, experience fear and trauma, and miss important years of learning. Many grow up with painful memories that affect their confidence and future opportunities. A peaceful childhood is difficult to replace once it has been lost.
Ryan, one of the biggest problems during a war is that people often struggle to find enough food, clean drinking water, medicine, and other basic necessities. Even families who were living comfortably before the conflict can suddenly face serious financial difficulties. Can you explain why war creates these problems, how it affects the economy, and why ordinary people often suffer the most from rising prices and shortages?
War can damage farms, factories, roads, and markets, making it difficult to produce and transport food and supplies. As a result, prices rise, jobs disappear, and many families cannot afford even basic necessities. Hospitals may run out of medicine, and clean water may become difficult to find. While governments and organizations try to provide help, many ordinary people still face hunger, illness, and financial hardship for a long time.
Besides the physical destruction caused by war, many people also experience emotional stress, fear, and uncertainty every single day. How does living in a war zone affect a person's mental health, relationships, ability to work, and hope for the future? And why do these emotional effects sometimes continue long after the fighting has ended?
Living in constant fear can have a deep impact on mental health. Many people experience anxiety, depression, difficulty sleeping, and emotional trauma. Parents worry about protecting their children, while children may grow up surrounded by fear instead of peace. Even after the war ends, painful memories and emotional scars can remain for many years, making recovery a slow and difficult process.
Ryan, wars eventually come to an end, but many experts say that the consequences can last for decades. Even after the fighting stops, countries often face damaged infrastructure, weak economies, interrupted education, and millions of people trying to rebuild their lives. Can you explain why recovering from war is such a long and difficult process, and how it affects future generations who may not have even experienced the conflict themselves?
Rebuilding after a war takes many years because homes, schools, hospitals, roads, and businesses must all be repaired or rebuilt. Governments also need to restore public services and create jobs. Children who missed years of education may struggle to catch up, and many families continue to deal with financial and emotional challenges. Even people born after the war can feel its effects through slower economic growth, limited opportunities, and the lasting memories passed down by their families.
Looking at history, we can see that every war leaves important lessons for humanity. In your opinion, what can ordinary people, communities, and world leaders learn from the suffering caused by war? And why is it so important to choose dialogue, cooperation, and peaceful solutions whenever possible, instead of allowing conflicts to grow into violence?
History shows that war brings enormous human and economic costs. It can destroy lives, separate families, and delay a country's development for many years. Peaceful dialogue, diplomacy, and cooperation offer better opportunities to solve disagreements while reducing the risk of widespread suffering. Although conflicts can be complex, efforts towards peace and stability can help protect communities and give future generations a better chance to live, learn, and prosper.
Ryan, after everything we have discussed about the suffering caused by war, many people may wonder whether ordinary citizens can make any difference. Governments and international organizations often play important roles, but what about teachers, parents, students, volunteers, and local communities? Can ordinary people help rebuild society, support one another, and create a more peaceful future? If so, how can small actions make a meaningful difference over time?
Yes, ordinary people can play a very important role in rebuilding their communities. Parents can help children feel safe again. Teachers can continue educating the next generation. Healthcare workers can care for those who are injured or ill, and volunteers can support families in need. Small acts of kindness, cooperation, and understanding can strengthen communities and help people recover from difficult experiences. Rebuilding peace often begins with individuals who choose compassion, respect, and hope instead of hatred.
Finally, Ryan, if you could share one important message with people around the world about the human impact of war, what would you want everyone to remember? What lessons should future generations learn so that they can work toward a safer, more peaceful world for everyone?
My message would be that war affects far more than battlefields. It changes the lives of families, children, workers, and entire communities. Every person deserves the chance to live in safety, receive an education, and build a better future. By valuing dialogue, understanding different perspectives,
End of today's conversation. We hope you learned something new about how war affects ordinary people while also improving your English.
thank you so much for watching until the end. We truly appreciate your time and support.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and leave a comment below telling us what topic you'd like us to discuss next.
And don't forget to subscribe to Golden Words and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to watch our upcoming English conversations and educational videos.
Keep learning, keep practicing, and never stop improving your English.
Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, and thanks for watching Golden Words.